Hey, welcome to Slow News Day Live. My name is Steve Poikinen. I am here in about to be fully third world country, Boulder Creek, California. I'm joined by my better than your co-host, Glory Jones. What's happening, Glory? How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing all right.
I am not sure how many more streams I'll be able to get out this week. It's supposed to rain like sideways anvils and pitchforks, and we're supposed to lose power and not be able to leave because of mudslides and roads closed and trees down and giant rocks in the road. It's gonna be gnarly. So if I don't see you for a couple of days, that's why. And but there's a lot of stuff going on today. I was on earlier with Jason Burmis. That was wonderful. Go check that out. It's on his Rockfin and up for free. I'll be on with Nico House in about 45 minutes. And the Free Assange Vigil is tonight as well. Very interested to find out if I actually get to do that stream. It's just now starting to ring. But some weird shit has been going on for, well, my entire life. But
And mine.
I never, ever wanted to put out a video where I talked about some other bullshit that a couple of other like people with shows had got themselves into, but there's a handful of larger points that can be made out of this. So for the one and only fucking time, hopefully ever, at least for about 10 minutes, we're gonna talk about that ridiculousness with Sam Seder and Bree Gray and Jimmy Dore, because it's fucking cartoonish. It is. And then we'll get to what a right-wing Zionist piece of shit warmonger Tony Blinken is, because the Senate just confirmed him, and one sheep doggy dog Bernard Jesus Sanders.
I, Holy Saint Bernard, voted to confirm someone who thinks we should still consider Iran the #1 sponsor of state terrorism. So good looking out, Bernie.
So we're gonna get to that. Glory, I'm interested in your take on the Bree Gray Sam Seder thing, because you're my co-host and I'm always interested in your takes.
Aww.
You didn't think I was going that direction, did you?
No.
Why people watch the show, it's that element of surprise.
Okay. Okay, sure. What I think about that Bree Joy Gray Sam Seder thing, I think, you know what, I don't even know if I should preface this by saying that I'm biased in favor of Bree, but like Sam Seder is a piece of shit and a sheepdogging hoe. The dude literally is a part of MSNBC's streaming network. So like he is effectively like not, he's not a progressive, he's not a leftist, whatever you consider him to be or whatever he pretends to be, he's not that. And like, oh God, he's just doing a whole disservice, and he's a part of that, synthetic left that just sheepdogs people right back into the establishment. And, when someone like Bree Joy Gray comes in, for all my disagreements I have with her, like, I think she's on a really good path. And like, she has a lot of valid experience when it comes to being a Black woman and working with progressives as much as she did. And like, no way in fucking hell should she have gotten thrown under the bus by thy Holy Saint Bernard the way she did. Like, and my thing is like, she goes through all of the shit she does, and she is so fucking nice about it. Like, I commend her for that. I don't know how she does it, because like, Lord knows I couldn't be that nice about it. But I mean, and like, that whole debate. No. I'm gonna be real. I did not subject myself to watching that, but like, I saw clips of it, and the whole thing was fucking Sam Seder's bitch ass fucking interrupting her, making this a whole point about, no, actually, this is why we can't do anything, cause Jimmy Dore. It's like, bro, Jimmy Dore is not my dad. Like, regardless of what your opinion of Jimmy is, regardless of what Jimmy's opinion of Jimmy is, I don't fucking care. Like, just because Jimmy Dore says something doesn't mean I'm going to fall lockstep into it. And that's his whole disingenuous premise. And then he comes back with this whole shit about, oh no, I was getting yelled at for 3 hours. Bitch, fuck all the way off for that shit. Like, ugh. It's Sam Seder is a fucking garbage person. And yeah,
Sam Seder is a failed stand-up comedian who managed to.
Is he really a comedian?
So he claims a background in comedy. And look, just because you kind of look like you could have been maybe John Oliver's stunt double in a commercial where nobody talked doesn't mean that you've got a background in show business. But what he is and the function that he plays is I guess arbiter of reality. In terms of his little, like, his show and whatever they have going on for, he's got a show like through MSNBC.
And that show is fucking garbage too. Like, I know I said Sam Seder is garbage, but like, his show is garbage too.
Dude, I had like the first real opportunity I've ever had to watch Sam's show is just this week over these clips, because everybody was freaking the fuck out about it. And I'm like, all right, man, because I was there on the ground for the Force the Vote thing, as you guys all know. And I actually met Bree Joy Gray very briefly, and exchanged like 10 seconds of pleasantries. And that was the sum total of that, that's it. Like, I don't know Bree. I don't, flat out. But I would much rather hang out with Bree Gray than Sam Seder, on the sole basis that when we were in town in DC, Bree came out to our event. Sam Seder had the exact same opportunity to do that. Did not. I know that he's New York based. But this was the same week as some of the biggest fucking events that DC has seen in a long time. So you would think that someone with a platform the size of his, unless you take away all of the bots and fucking dummy accounts, he would be interested in covering stuff like that. Like, if he's gonna have an opinion on Force the Vote to the point to where he's trying to like downplay getting his ass handed to him and upplay this like angry black woman canard, you'd think it would have been worth his time to actually go see what it was all about, or maybe talk to any of the organizers, or have them on his show so he could explain that, instead of trying to, I guess, play cowed, frightened white man by angry black woman. That was really fucking weird to me. It really was totally unnecessary. DJ Elf, thank you for the super chat. We love you too, buddy. It's good to see you.
Ed, what's good?
Ed's fucking crazy, and he's our kind of crazy. Love that kid. Love that kid. I heard people refer to this guy as sham sheep herder for like years and years and years and years and years. And really, I don't know, dude. Did they need a slightly more masculine version of Rachel Maddow at MSNBC? Like, was that like the target demo they were going for? People who are attracted to that exact like face shape.
I mean, with the progressive movement's obsession with uplifting mediocre white men, it seems fitting because, like, Rachel Maddow is, like, you know, one gender away from that. So obviously she can't quite be there. But, like, you know, all the other figures like Sam Seder, they fit right in with that white savior complex to a T. A T.
So, as a white dude, mostly, it like I see this shit all the fucking time, and it drives me goddamn crazy. And it's I don't know, dude, the way that the progressive left will steamroll over black and brown voices if they don't fit into whatever narrowly defined viewpoint they have that week, because it does change week to week what's offensive and what isn't, and what's, you know, worth fighting for, and what's imaginary now. And it's so fucking frustrating, man. Like, just because it's weird to even address. You know, like, for me to address, like, for me to be like, yeah, I noticed this and it bothers me. You know, I do notice it, and it does bother me, and I vocalized it a lot over the years. But what Sammy did there was walk a really fine line approaching racist tropes, and then, like, slowly backed away from it and pretended that none of it ever happened. And like, dude, it's so fucking dumb, because the whole force the vote thing to begin with just kind of seemed like, I don't know, an attention grab. I don't even know.
I think it was like, I think there were a lot of people that were genuine about it, that, like, genuinely wanted to, you know, hold elected officials accountable and get them to actually fucking do something for us. Like I have no doubt that, like, Hinks and Franco and Fee and Nico and Pasta and Brie, like, I have no doubt that all of them were genuine about it. But then again, there were tons of people that latched onto it without uplifting any of the organizers, without having on, you know, any of the not high profile speakers like Brie, but people like Franco and Fee and Hinks. Like, you know, you haven't really seen Jackson making the rounds like that, despite the fact that he organized the protest. So it's like, and obviously there was, you know, one of our favorite white saviors, Nick Branya, trying to put the MPP stamp on it. And yeah, there was that attempted co-option there, which, again, another thing that just, it's just, yeah.
Nick Brana is 4'6", and for some reason, like, people have legitimized this dude, and he's never once given a talk that is anything more than, like, corporate boardroom buzzwords and empty platitudes and the repetition of progressive goals for the last 60 years, spoken like it's a fucking epiphany. That's his whole game. That's the entire.
And shout out to our guy Franco, because he fucking interviewed him and he asked, like, real questions. And that whole interview, Branya is looking exactly like that. He's looking like he doesn't fucking know what he's saying except how to repeat buzzwords given to him. And it's like, you know, shout out Franco for that.
No, man. Franco was fantastic in DC. It was great to hang out with him a little bit again. Big shout out to that shit. If you guys aren't supporting Frank Analysis, go hit up that channel, give him a subscribe. He's been jumping up in the subscriber count the last couple of weeks because he fucking called a bunch of these like fake ass fucking bougie fucking just mind-numbingly useless lefties to task, and receive blocks all around for it.
Yes, sir. Go Franco. Do your
Yeah.
thing.
I'm sorry, I'm kind of like glancing over at the chat while we're doing this. Jack Sith wants to know what would happen if we threw Nick Brana into the Large Hadron Collider. I have a feeling we would get shifted into a timeline where we all sort of walk around kind of surprised at our own ability to amble in any particular direction. And we would occasionally find a piece of paper with something that had been written down on it long ago, and we would pick it up and repeat it like it was an epiphany. And like that would be it. That would be society. It was a bunch of utterly amazed pygmies. I don't know.
Are we really going to get into this discussion again where we talk about what exactly it is we're going to be throwing in the Hadron Collider?
That's fucking hilarious. No, we'll do that another time. We will, because we got about 15 or 20 minutes left, and I do want to talk about the fact that Anthony Blinken was officially confirmed as Secretary of State today. This is what we mean when we talk about continuity of government, because Blinken isn't as in your face right wing as, say, John Bolton or Elliot Abrams or some of the guys that were
Mike Pompeo.
that were part of Trump's administration, not outwardly, but when it comes to his foreign policy observations, there's really no fucking daylight. He's Juan Guaido's buddy. You know, like one of the first things he did was to be like, I recognize Juan Guaido as the legitimate president of Venezuela. And the press went, Mr. Blinken, we asked you what was on your tie.
Yeah.
We have our good friend Kevin Gostola put together like a supercut of all of the things about Anthony Blinken that made Lindsey Graham giddy.
Yeah.
So we're gonna pull that up and then we're gonna
straight up
talk about it a little bit.
Just fucking straight up. Do you think that Iran is still the #1 sponsor of terrorism? Yeah. Straight up.
All right, I'm playing it.
Stick a Zionist dildo up his ass.
30,000-foot view of where we start this new administration. Do you still consider Iran the largest state sponsor of terrorism?
I do.
Okay. Do you consider Israel a racist nation?
No, I do not.
Okay, that's a good start. Afghanistan. Do you agree that I agree totally with Senator Shaheen that if we abandon the Afghan women who fought so hard to have a say about the future of their children, it will affect our children's future. Do you agree with that?
I do.
Do you trust the Taliban to police Al-Qaeda and ISIS regarding attacking America?
Trust is not a word that I would apply.
No, that's right. I agree with you. Observe it. What would you tell the people in a caravan coming toward America?
I would say do not come.
Yeah, I think that's a good message.
About
Some people on the left have been saying that we should decriminalize entry into the country. Do you agree with that?
Not my jurisdiction, but I disagree.
Okay, all right. China is a problem, multiple layer problem. Russia's up to no good. There's two groups out there that I worry the most about. I think if the Iranians had a nuclear weapon, they would use it. I think the Ayatollah is a religious Nazi. Will you agree to at least talk to me and Senator Mendez about an alternative to the JCPOA when it comes to Iran?
I welcome talking to both of you and members of this committee about the way forward on Iran.
Okay. And finally, This is the 20th anniversary of 9/11. September this year will be 20 years. I think they're going to remind us that they're still out there. Do you agree with me that the worst thing America could do is have a false sense of security when it comes to radical Islam? Do you agree with the following proposition? The only reason they haven't killed more of us is they can't find a way to do it, and we pretty much kept our foot on their throat.
I share your concerns about the ongoing threat posed by what's left of al-Qaeda, ISIS, other extremist groups that target the United States.
We're on a good start here. So this really, I just very much appreciate that.
Listen to Lindsey Graham giggle like someone just came up and handed him a mint julep and some rock candy.
He's a neocon just like me. Oh my God.
Oh my stars and garters. Y'all, he hates Iran too. Fuck it.
Didn't even get into Venezuela and Syria. Didn't even need to.
Well, no. Why would you need to get it into? Why even discuss Syria when you can just deploy troops and hardware and other fucking military equipment en masse and then tell people no, that's not really happening. No, that's
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I swear to God, man. And I said this earlier today on Burmes's show, but as much as I don't like making Orwell references at this point in 2021, they've been played out and like just overused as fuck. But after spending the last couple of weeks seeing what happened with the force the vote bullshit, after spending the last couple of weeks watching what happened with just total fucking jello pudding bitch tits dumbasses like Jordan Sheridan screaming for the deplatforming of people who were on the ground for the Capitol thing.
Incited a civil war.
Yeah. That to the fucking interviews that Pasta and Fee did with the Boogaloo Boy and Jimmy Dore, where people in the chat were listening to this guy talk, and they were listening to the answers that he was giving, and they were listening to the questions and the responses that Pasta and Fee were asking. In the chat, they're typing the talking points of their favorite fucking Rose Twitter or TYT affiliated commentator.
Oh, I don't work with fascists, sorry. No, sorry.
And so we're at this point now. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. Mm-hmm. That's 100% the reality that we're living in right now.
Real quick, too, this is like incredibly dishonest and a disservice to fucking like people on the ground doing activism and talking to people we disagree with. Like, you think that every time we're in the presence of anyone to the right of Bernie Sanders' nutsack, we're just like turning into Uncle Ruckus 2.0, like, yeah, I hate the DNC and I hate black people too. Yeah, let's get Medicare for all. Like, no, fucking no. I've gotten fucking Proud Boys to denounce Western chauvinism before. Like, I'm not gonna fucking pretend like I'm agreeing with them on everything. That's not gonna stop me from having a fucking conversation with them. Like, really, dude? Like, we're not gonna get anywhere if you can't get out of your fucking echo chamber, you dickhead. Like, educate people along the way. We're not saying to fucking have like a heyday with them, get one issue done and then do nothing else. Like, no, we want to, change their minds and like get them to actively fight with us and have a sustained movement with us. And that takes hard work that nobody wants to do anymore. So
I just don't understand. And you make such a good point with all that, Gloria. I don't understand what these fucks think is supposed to happen if your total amount of conversation that you have with someone to the right of you is screaming fash from across the street and behind a placard. I don't know where this giant, cosmic shift in thinking is supposed to come from, where people are like, yeah, no, capitalism bad. Never mind. I guess screaming at me that I was a Nazi that one last time finally broke me, and now I'm ready to shed the shackles of my oppressors and, pick up that hammer and sickle with you, buddy. I don't know what they think is supposed to happen. If all you're doing is sitting around in a quasi left-wing circle jerk quoting fucking misapplied theory, who are you convincing with that? How is that supposed to fucking play out? And then when you finally get to talk to somebody who doesn't think lockstep like you do, how the fuck are you going to be able to communicate to them? Because all you know is fucking campus Marxism and fucking buzzwords. Like, I don't understand.
It's just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they, well, first of all, it's fucking ahistorical. Second of all, it's like, I don't know how they fucking think they're gonna get anywhere. Like, once you have an understanding of how massive and penetrative the surveillance state is, you realize there's no way around it to say, yeah, well, I'm just gonna go to my local Marxist-Leninist, Maoist-adjacent, Turning Tide, fucking Shining Path, Peruvian Communist Club, and we're gonna organize the 15 of us to have an armed revolution against the whole state, and hopefully other people will join us because that's how Che Guevara did it. Like, no, you need numbers, and you're not gonna get it being a dickhead.
Right. I look, dude, I'm an asshole, and I know I'm an asshole. Right? But if I want something from someone, or if I'm trying to change somebody's opinion, I'm a lot less of an asshole. Most of the time.
Yeah, you're still a bit of an asshole.
I mean, but it's... I'm also not that dude who's like standing across the street from Proud Boys screaming fascist or Nazi at them. Like, I'm gonna go, and you are too, you're gonna go talk to these guys. Like, because again, you don't get someone to change their mind by screaming at them that they're a piece of shit. That's not
and
how
I wish more people took a picture of this, because I didn't even realize when it happened, but when these Beverly Hills Freedom rallies started, and the counter protests to them got started, during the first rounds of those, there's a point where I'm talking to a Proud Boy, but right next to me is a fucking counter protester. So it's this dude in his vest and with the American flag blowing behind him, and then you have the all black blocked out dude right next to him, and we're fucking teaching this dude about Western imperialism. I'm like, yo, why the fuck didn't I get this moment on video, you fucking idiot, Glory? Oh my god. But yeah,
I feel like, I don't know. It fucking, we're at such a critical moment in where we are as a country that, I'm sorry, hang on, I gotta yell at somebody real quick.
Damn.
hi Waylon. Oh, thank you.
Sorry about that. I had multiple conversations. Again, man, we're getting ready for fucking rainstorm Armageddon. So there is some logistics that need to get sorted out, and we got a few minutes left before we got to get out of here. So I'm seeing stuff about Caleb Maupin in the chat right now. I do want to have that guy on the show. I think he's got a real clear picture of history. I don't know where he's at in terms of the here and now. I don't, but I'm also not familiar enough with his material to know what he thinks about, the fact that the World Economic Forum is meeting this week in Davos so that they can usher in the new theme of rebuilding trust with the peasantry.
Mm-hmm.
Rebuilding trust, because how to best propagandize the populace into convincing themselves that they'll eat bugs and own nothing doesn't fit on the gift bags.
Yeah. No, I'd love to talk with the Great Reset about him because, I mean, it's a great fascist, imperialist, Western-centric reset. So,
Yeah. I'm real curious to kind of have him expand on what he thinks original American socialism would look like. Yeah. That was an interesting line. I'd like to see that fleshed out a little bit.
I talk to that Boogaloo boy, the Magnus dude. Like literally that whole interview on the convo couch, I'm just thinking, you know what? This dude could be lying about a lot of stuff, but he's like, and listen, again, I'll preface this, got none but love for my non-intimidating looking white guys, but like, he's not intimidating looking. Like, I've talked to way more threatening looking people than him. Like if I saw him on the ground at one of the Trump rallies, I'd be like, yeah, that's my guy.
Right. I bet I can score a craft beer off of him.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I live in the mountains and like everybody looks like that. So it's not a real big deal to me, but no, man, if I saw that guy on the street, I would feel much more threatened by squirrels.
Yeah.
They carry diseases. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I love you guys. We should get out of here. I'll be on Nico's show in about 10.
Sorry with that threatening. Come on.
Squirrels? Little demon rats.
Are worse. Raccoons are way worse.
You goddamn right they are.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. Yeah, garden variety raccoon is way more threatening than that Magnus guy. And still, I can talk to him. I wouldn't mind having him on either.
Well, I mean, raccoons are more threatening than a lot of people that could be perceived as threatening, especially when you go into like the Florida tier of raccoons. Like those motherfuckers will actively chase you if they think you have scraps on them.
Yeah.
But then again, everything in Florida is on crack, so.
Okay, cool guys. Gloria, what you got?
I said my piece. Fuck the white savior complex and the progressive movement, and I'll go back to this once again. If Reverend Annie can shut down the strip with the Grand Dragon of the KKK, then you can talk to anyone. And like literally the first, like hearing that helped me force myself to go talk to people that go to these Trump rallies and talk to people. Like hearing that dead ass was one of the things that helped me force myself to do that. And now it's like, it's not necessarily easier, but it's like second nature. So yeah, that is what I'll say on that. Fuck Anthony Blinken and fuck everyone who voted for him, including thy holy Saint Bernard. And brace yourselves for the incoming circle neoliberal, elitist, Western imperialist circle jerk that is the Davos Agenda 2021. So good luck with that, y'all.
So Resident Gray, I can't remember what episode it's in. We've done 3 or 4 with Reverend Annie, but yeah, Reverend Annie was telling a story
Mother's Day.
about
Mother's Day.
Oh, it's the Mother's Day episode. Okay, so it's the thumbnail is Reverend Annie and Chelsea Manning. The Panthers went out to Vegas to help the community there organize so that they could get welfare checks. And at the same time, the Klan was doing the same thing. So Reverend Annie had some words, and her and the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan of Nevada, hand in hand, were marching down the Las Vegas Strip, shut it down, and everybody ate that day. Yeah, so I'm maintaining that most of these fucking I guess lefties don't want to talk to anybody on the other side of the aisle because they've made their careers making snide little ad hominem attacks and little fucking bitch boy jabs at them, and they're afraid of the physical karma on that. Because they're never going to be like, yo, I'm sorry, I read you all wrong, because that's asking too much. At any rate, big thanks to Sleepy Josh on the ones and twos. Thanks again to Glory Jones. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Thanks for the super chat, and big love to everyone hanging out on Rockfin. If you guys haven't made your Rockfin account, please go do that. If you support Slow News Day, it's $10 a month. You get everyone's premium content on the network. It's a hell of a deal. Give it a shot. And we'll see you again. I'll be back at least on this channel in a few hours for the Free Assange Vigil. Until then, good luck to us all.
Hey, who do we have on Sunday, Steve?
We have Vanessa Beeley on Sunday.
Love you.